one of the most thrilling fights I've ever witnessed. I mean, saw the scorecards: 5-1 down, 5-1 down, 4-2 down. I thought it looked like it might be the end of the fight for Leigh Wood, and just the most thrilling stoppage, thrilling knockout to retain his WBA featherweight title. Questions from you guys to myself, Leigh and Ben.
Leigh, Ben, you guys just sorry. Leigh, in that fight, you seem to be switching stances. Just give me your thoughts on why you decided to take that approach this way.
You know, I've been a switcher for a long time, but it's depending on individuals, how much I switch, if it will be effective or not. And I find moments in that fight when that favoured me, and there's moments when orthodox favoured me. So I just switched to suit, to be honest.
There was times in that fight where you was throwing some body punches and you were wincing at times. Were they really getting to you?
Yeah, but they just bounce off when you're in there and the adrenaline's going. In the first one, niggles a little bit, then after that, they just bounce off. Always another one. You just get used to it, to be honest. You just chin down, bite down, and crack on.
Question for Ben and Leigh both. Was that fight harder than you anticipated?
I knew even if I had it all my own way for a number of rounds, there would be a time when he thinks, right, that's it, I'm just going to give everything I've got. And like I said, there'll be moments in the fight where he'll have to work very hard to win moments, and he did. And I said, when he works really hard for the moments, I'll make him pay. And I did.
Leigh, considering Josh Warrington was out the ring for 10 months, did he surprise you at what he did today in terms of coming back? I mean, he's been there, done that. Did he surprise you at all?
No, he's a great fighter. He caught me in the back of his head pretty early, disorientated me. It took me a while to recover from it, to be honest. It's sorted out, to be honest, but that definitely threw me a little bit. And then whilst I was thinking about that, you know, another one came over. I was like, oh. It's just relentless with them right around the back. But no, look, he is a great fighter. You don't win multiple world championships if you're not. For the layoff, I've had bigger layoffs than that. You know, some world champions only fight once a year, sometimes longer. So that shouldn't really affect you that amount of time. You know, at our level, we should.
Ben, what were the tactics for that fight?
Well, we said all along, like, if Josh's volume and that, like, there's not a doubt in my mind. I've tried to say this so many times that Leigh is the biggest puncher in that division. There's not a doubt in my mind, not a doubt. Pound for pound, he's the hardest puncher I've ever felt. Got hit with a shot in the back of the head, like he said, and I think that disorientated him, and he took a while to recover. I thought it hurt Josh in the first round, but got flustered at times as well. You know, like I say, got hit with a shot back of the head that was a bit that disorientated him. But I said all along, I said all along, I thought he was going to be a fight of the year contender. I just knew that Josh was going to come. He was going to let his hands go. Risky. We knew it was going to be risky, but I also knew, and that's why I knew it was going to be a great fight, that Leigh brave enough to punch with him, that he punches hard enough to find that shot, and that's what happened. And it was a risky game plan. You know, there was moments that Josh come off better in there in those exchanges, but the final moments that mattered, Leigh found the shot that made the difference.
A lot was made of how Leigh looked at the weigh-in. Was that a factor at any point in that fight?
I said all week I haven't, you know, lied about it or anything like that. I've been open and honest. The last time I was comfortable with how Leigh made weight was Kanzu. Since then, I've not been comfortable with it. Probably wasn't keen on doing this fight. But once we knew it was going to be the fight with Josh, it was too big for Leigh to turn down. This is Leigh's last fight at the weight. As I said all week, made no bones about how much of a struggle it is for Leigh. But thankfully he got the job done and can leave the featherweight division with the victory.
Leigh, could you just reflect on, obviously you've been on some run, it's probably the best run of wins in the featherweight division as well. Could you just reflect on the run that you've had with defending your title?
Yes, some turnaround. Kind of a Cinderella story, but I don't want to take all the credit. You know, my team has changed me as a fighter. I know I wouldn't have won that world title without him. I probably wouldn't even won the British title without him. And that short space of time I did before that, and completely changed me as a fighter. Changed my perception of boxing and how I view it and how I operate. And I said it in my last press conference, and I say it again in the next 10 years. You know, these guys are going to come through, and in my opinion, are going to be one of, if not the best trainer in the world, and Leigh Wiley and Barry next to him as well.
Obviously, it's a pressure point for yourself and Eddie as well, but obviously you've unlocked the key to like the city ground as well. Kind of who would be your ideal opponent for that fight?
Well, I think I've got a number of options. As Eddie said tonight, it was a great fight, but I kind of feel like, am I ever in a dual fight? Ever? No?
No.
I'm not, thank you. So on that basis, I think we've got the pick of the litter, to be honest. I mean, could give Josh another shot, you know, I'd be open to that, but it won't be featherweight. I can't make it safe anymore. There's other people at the weight above. I'm not sure vacating the title, if I'd be managed for any other title, but it's just, I've got a lot of options. So we'll see what happens, see what the numbers were tonight maybe, and look at our other options. But who isn't really a bigger problem, it's more where, city ground, and when.
Only probably 1 week.
I've got a question for Eddie, if that's okay. Eddie, I know we've been hearing this quite a lot about City Ground. Are we really going to go to the City Ground for this
Yeah, I
next
think
fight?
we said to Leigh Wood that that's what would be next if he was to be victorious. I felt like it should have happened sooner. You know, it's a big place, and I think there's big fights out there. I mean, you know, you'll hear from Josh. I'm sure he feels like he should get another shot. It wouldn't, like I said, it definitely wouldn't be at 126. And I think Josh has been at 126 for a long time. But when you've got two sets of fans like you had tonight, and you know you saw a thrilling fight, that's an option. Joe Caldina, would he even want to go, you know, almost in someone's backyard when he's the champion? If the deal was right, quite possibly. But you know, the focus now would be to make sure that the next fight, whoever it's against, is at the City Ground.
Josh, obviously you are a career featherweight as well. Would you be open to the move to super feather to fight Leigh?
Most definitely. I'll be honest with you, this will probably now aspire to feather. I still think it comes to work, but it's been a long time. And, you know, I just have a better performances, inspiring and stuff like that, come when I'm a bit heavier. So, yeah, most definitely what I would have been looking to step up. Obviously, we would activate the belt anyway. And then look to step up, you know, we'll be victorious tonight.
Josh, you had a lot of doubts coming into this. Many people obviously saying you finished, you came out there, and by all accounts, I think the judges' scorecards as well, you were winning the fight. Did you prove smile a little bit to yourself in there tonight?
No, not really much, to be honest with you. You know, it's to quote Roger Belvin, most people don't know fucking shit about boxing. You know, it's it does piss you off from time to time, but I've developed a thick skin over the years. I mean, you know, been brought up all my career, even going back to fight for the British title. You know, I'm used to it now, so I'm not asking for people to fucking offer a shoulder trial. It is what it is. But I knew that we have been a great form that we could stop that. I knew that was a fact. I feel like I've been in more bigger punches with him. Bigger punches than he can dig. Obviously, you know, but not the biggest punch I've been with. And I just feel like bad with the fight tonight. You know, end the round, gets my feet, look at the old fellow with a smile on the face, and turns around to 8 and makes me it's worked off.
Do you feel like the point off was a bit unjustified?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely, because that's the back of the head. That's not the back of the head. That's not the back of the head. And the moments when Leigh was looking down to avoid the shot, and you know, for a tight hooks over, you never hitting him on the side of the ear and stuff like that. And, you know, I know Ben had a fair fair few moments in between the rounds. The referee maybe changed his opinion a little bit. So yeah, you know, from a warning to a point off straight away would get quite annoying.
And the stoppage itself, you mentioned going back to the corner, so the referee has to make that in a split decision. Your guys' safety is his priority. So from that point of view, I suppose, is it a case of, do you think, because it's such a high-level fight, he should be aware of the time and give you the minute, or did he do the right thing?
Most definitely, it's World Championship boxing. Yeah, it's not competition.
I think the big thing about it wasn't even a close fight, was it? Josh Warrington was winning that fight easy, he was dominating it, he did it in 3 or 4 times, obviously he was put down, he did wobble back to his corner, but he was up at 10, there was a minute for him to recover, he should have given him that minute, it was a bad decision, and I think Leigh's already said is willing to give the rematch to Josh. Josh has said he's willing to go up to 9-4 and beat him there. It's a no-brainer. Eddie should just make this fight, and everyone will go to arena. And obviously, you'll find out who the best man is when they're both at 9-4 and they're both strong and fit. And it's what everybody wants to see. So I don't know how we should say it and talk about all things. This has got to be a rematch because he was winning that fight, and the referees took it off.
I think, I think we've seen who the best man is, but just over to you, Leigh. City Ground, if you get your dream fight, is that going to be the last one?
Possibly. Like I said, it's fight by fight. It was hard to make the weight tonight, just as the fight, to be honest. But I ain't got to quit him. I had to dig down. I had to really dig deep to make the weight. Then I had to dig down in the fight as well. But we're taking it fight by fight, so we'll move up, see how I feel. 35. I sacrificed a lot to get here. I sacrificed a lot of time away from family, friends, and most importantly my kids. So we'll see. Like I said, fight by fight. I love boxing. It's all I've ever done. It's going to be a massive void in my life after boxing. So we'll see. Fight by fight. We'll do the City Ground. Then the only other thing I could think of is maybe a Vegas fight or something. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, fight by fight. City Ground next, and then talk again.
Josh, commiserations to defeat. Obviously, there's words you weren't thinking to be hearing right now. Obviously the fight had a lot of things riding on it for yourself outside of just the world title, and that brought out the emotion in you post-fight. We saw you breaking out down into tears. Can you sum up the feelings that brought that emotion out of you after the fight?
Well, being upset?
Yeah,
I'm devastated. Obviously losing the fight, well, up on scorecards, and switched off for a split second, and it's boxing. I heard the bell go, turned around at 8, and I thought it would have been at least given the opportunity to sit down. I know the referee's out there for our safety, but 14 years deep into career, one bad night at office, up to press. Never really been hurt. It's my 7th world title fight. So I do feel that I should have been at least given the opportunity to carry on. I mean, I know Eddie said, I'm badly hurt. Maybe I got up too quickly, but my senses were all with me. Like I say, I could hear him counting, I heard the bell go, and I turned around at 8. I know we're not in the States, but like in other places you can get up at 9 and let it go. I know that they come in and give you instruction prior to it, but 8, I'm up there, turned around at 8, and he's moving it off.
Ben, can I ask you how difficult a prospect it was to game plan for Josh?
There's obviously, as I said before, there's areas of Josh's game when you match the two fighters together that we knew that Josh would dominate in. There was areas that we knew Leigh would dominate in. I did feel like Josh was starting to fade. It was starting to tire. I know, like Steve said, Josh hurt Leigh a couple of times. I thought Leigh hurt Josh in the first round and obviously hurt him again in the 7th, which was the deciding factor. But I said all along, I thought it was potentially going to be a fight, weren't going to be anything but a fight of the year contender. They're two fantastic fighters, unbelievable. I said many times as well that they've got a certain level of character that talent can't give you. And I just knew that when one was hurt, they was going to fire back, and it was going to make for an amazing fight, and that's exactly what it was.
Leigh, as a competitor, is that a fight which you can put up on the mantle of the great performances you had recently, considering an incredible finish, but the way the previous rounds went with Josh's successes? Can you really be,
absolutely,
not the best word, but can you be proud of that performance?
Absolutely. Not my best performance. I did feel a bit groggy making the weight in that, but no excuses. I dug down in that. That fight aside, that's my best win. Josh is a 2-time world champion. Massive scalps on his record, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm the only Brit to beat him. He's a great fighter. Definitely my best scalp. If we do it again, we do it again. If not, I like a new challenge, but we'll see.
We're going to do it again then, Eddie. Everyone seems to want to watch it, and the two lads are up for it. So they're the heaps to do it. You happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you've got two huge sets of fans, you need, as we've seen with Josh at stadium fights, you don't just make Josh against someone. You make it against Lee Selby for the world title. You make it against Maurizio Lara in a big rematch. So it's going to take a big fight for Leigh Wood at the City Ground, and you know we'll see what the demand is, what everybody thinks. I mean, I want to see the fight back because I think if they did stop the fight, I mean, my thoughts are, and I said to Josh in the ring, and I think I'd like to hear everybody else's views. I think that if Josh would have turned around, they would 100% let the fight carry on. If the ref did call it off at 8, I think it was too early because he should have given him, you know, the opportunity to turn around. But you know, from where I saw the fact that he went back to the corner and didn't turn, that's what the ref said to me. He said he wouldn't turn around, and if he doesn't turn around, I can't let him continue. But for me, the numbers on DAZN we already know were fantastic. The crowd was great. Why not? I don't see a problem. We'll talk about the weight, and I think when you look at the front runners for sizes of fights at the City Ground, I think the rematch is probably the biggest one.
Leigh, can I just ask what the overriding emotion was when you knew it was over? And was there ever a point in the early rounds where you were concerned?
I don't know what it is about me, but I ain't got to quit him until that final bell goes in round 12. As you know, two 12-round stoppages, and I came through it tonight. I ain't got to quit him. Never say never, never do die. It's just, you know, it's my attitude. Same as my career, you know, I didn't come off to the best start. I've turned it around and got there. Same in the Conor fight, you know, round me off all you want. I'm just going to do it till the end, and if I can do anything to win, I'll do it.
Josh, can I just ask as well, it doesn't sound like you're ready to quit, or if it's not Leigh, do you want to keep going?
Well, I'm 32 and not as old as Leigh, but I've had some big fights in a long career. You know, it's going to the 14th year. You know, I would have been picking Eddie's to take us to America. You know, something that I've been wanting to do since I re-signed with him. They're the team to do it, the best in the world, and promotion company. And I feel like, you know, Eddie may have other plans with other fighters, you know, domestically, but you know, I'd still love to sit in that box. You know, if I can get a rematch, you know, the rematch is number one right now. Yeah, I'd still love to go to the States as well. You know, I still think I've shown there that I think people looked at Luis Alberto Lopez fight and thought, Josh is fucking past it now. I think it's shown tonight, dominated most of the rounds there. Switched off for a split second, like I say, it's world of boxing, and you know, it's been taken away from me. So yeah, just after a few weeks off because I've been training non-stop more or less all year. Promised fights, what following through. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. I've just get made focused on training, being patient. 10 months out, straight into a big fight again. You know, not to be tonight, but hopefully Steve and Ed will have a chance to give them, you know, if not the rematch, offer me something else.
Does the manner of the stoppage you feeling hard done by give you that fire to either avenge or carry on?
To be honest with you, I want to swear carry on, smash them up at this moment in time, but I just know that I've still got plenty in the tank, you know, I've still got enough. You know, a part in there when I thought to myself, nah, it's too far now, Josh, let it go. I never felt that, like we're in control, and I planned to take it up, went to second half of 5, but so I'm glad to see that.
Last two questions, guys.
Leigh, as the rounds progressed, did you feel, and obviously Josh Warrington was going up, did you feel like people were starting to write you off at any point?
What, write myself off?
Do you think people were?
People, I wasn't really thinking about what people, I was just thinking about getting the job done. I was thinking, I'm so focused, so in the zone. I knew that when he was winning them moments, working extremely hard for him, like I said before the fight, you know, I was making him pay down the stretch for them exchanges, and I did.
Question for both of you. Are you both the best fighters you've been in the ring with each other?
Yeah, he's a great fighter. I've been in with some really good fighters in different styles, different fights, but Josh is tough, probably one of the toughest I've been with.
All right, guys. Well done both for your tremendous battle, and congratulations.